That's what I was talking to her about. I stayed late and we had a good 15-minute conversation. How you doing today? We ready to go? We ready to go? All right. Good morning. Thank you for everybody that's coming out. Are you ready? All right. Just making sure. My name is Cardell Sims. I'm the founder and owner of Cardell Sims Enterprises and Block Elevate Technologies. I run programs inside of correctional institutions around the country, author, national speaker, and develop an app for correctional institutions as well. First of all, I'd like to say thank you all for coming out to the Cup of Joe. Want to thank the library for letting us host this for free because we sure don't have any money. And so we appreciate that. Give a shout out to our coffee sponsors for the month, which is the Shop, Donuts and Coffee. And we have our June book for our book club this month, which is our book. We host book club every Wednesday, the last Wednesday at 8 o'clock a.m. right over here in this room right there. The book for the month is Main Street Millionaire by Cody Sanchez. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our first presenter, Melissa Jensen with Sugar Whip Bakery.
So to do.
All
right, so just point it?
Yeah.
Don't click it?
No, you click it.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Melissa Jensen. I own Sugar Whip Bakery. We are in Plattsburgh, Missouri. I grew up in Kansas City. I was born and raised in Kansas City. I went to Park Hill High School, and at the age of 18 years old, I moved to New York City to study at the American Musical and Dramatic Academy and focused in musical theater. See if I can do that. Am I clicking right? There we are. Yay! That's my headshot. Spoiler alert, I did not become a famous actress. And I did not win a Tony Award. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I was waiting tables, and I started baking as a creative outlet, and I was always a chubby girl that wanted desserts. So I started to bring all the things that I baked to my work and started selling them to customers and regulars and coworkers, and then they started ordering from me. And that is slowly how my business grew. Then I started to make connections, meet people, and became a dessert consultant and made a bakery case for Dylan's Candy Bar, which is what you see in the middle. That is a big candy store in Midtown Manhattan. I did that for a year. I would still wait tables because in New York, you have to have 5 jobs to afford your rent. So I waited tables. I would come home late at night, bake till about 4 in the morning, pack everything up, deliver it to Midtown Manhattan at about 7 a.m., come home, clean, sleep for a few hours, and do it all over again. That is where I learned my grit as a business owner and how much I could actually be capable of doing. That lasted about a year, and then I went to Joe Allen, where I was waiting tables. It's a pretty big mainstay in Midtown Manhattan. And then they asked me to be their pastry chef for Joe Allen and Orso, which was their sister restaurant next door. That is where I learned that I do not like doing fancy plated desserts. I like simple, I like comfortable, I like familiar, I like cozy, nostalgic desserts. So I went home for Christmas in 2016 to visit my parents, which I do every year. And my mom said, humor me, come up to this little town called Plattsburgh. Fine, Mom, whatever. So we go up to Plattsburgh, and there's an empty space there. There's no equipment. There's no furniture. Like, this used to be a bakery. Cool, Mom. So we went and talked to the president of the Chamber of Commerce in Plattsburgh. We talked to her for about an hour and a half. She sold a very good game. Then my mom said, well, should we call the real estate agent, at least look inside? Fine, Mom. Whatever you want to do. So we did, and by the end of the week, I was actually seriously considering it. By the end of the month, we put in an offer on the building, and in March, we were signing papers on Plattsburgh, the little bakery in Plattsburgh, and that's it when we signed the papers. And this is it today. So in June of 2017, I was tying up all the loose ends in New York, drove back in July, and we opened in August of 2017. So this year will be our 9th year. Now, the first thing, thank you, that most people ask me, there we go, why Plattsburgh? They asked me the day I announced it, they still ask me today. So if you look at our little map, you can see that Plattsburgh is actually in the middle of a lot. There's Kansas City, there's St. Joe, Hamilton, Gallatin, Lawson, Excelsior, Weston over there. We're central to a lot of little microtourism towns. It also has, let's see if this will show up. Maybe. Oh, there's my cute little arrows. It is a small town, but it's the county seat. So people are forced to come to our town because they have to go to the courthouse. You're forced there. We have a DMV, which is a fantastic DMV. If you haven't been there, we get people from Gladstone, from Platte City, Liberty. A lot of people come to our DMV because it is run so very well. There is a wedding venue there. It has beautiful Victorian homes. There's parks. It is very much a Hallmark Gilmore Girls kind of town. Talked about the proximity, and then we did some research. There were no other bakeries within a 15 to 20 mile radius at that time. And the real estate was very affordable. The building was very affordable. So with all this said, I knew that I still needed something to draw people to our town and to draw people to the bakery. Because as good as my donuts and baked goods could be, there's a lot of great stuff in Kansas City. So part of our business plan was to make this, I don't know if the video will play, it might not, but our bakery is decorated to the max. Oh, there we go. You can hardly see the case. One thing that I've always heard growing up, one thing that I even did in New York City, was that people would go into a place and they'd tell their friends, I saw the cutest little shop, you have to come see it. That was a big part of our business plan, is that, oh, we went to this little bakery in Plattsburgh, it was so cute, you have to go see it. We load it with decorations, we change it seasonally. Christmas time, it's like Martha Stewart and Santa Claus had a child. We go full tilt. Thank you to my parents who have put up with all the decor and stored it in their basement for years and load up their pickup truck and their car with it and help me decorate every single season. We're in our slow period of decorating, thank God. So this was a big draw to get people to come up there. We wanted to make it cozy and welcoming and comfortable. Another reason to get people to Plattsburgh is, if any of you follow my social media, you'll see that I don't just promote the bakery, but I promote the whole town. I tell you what you can do in a day trip, what you can experience if you come up, how you can spend your whole day in town. And so we're really big on community over competition. I even promote other bakeries. I just try to build up a network so that they, in turn, refer us and promote us. And in doing so, the town really has blossomed. There's a lot more to do there, and that's how we get so many clientele to come. So, and we'll skip. If we can skip to the next slide. What do we make? Donuts. Donuts. We have almond croissants, chocolate croissants, cinnamon rolls. We got regular croissants. We got cookies. Let's see. Yep. More cookies. Cookies. Remember those? Yep. Dessert bars, lemon bars, key lime pie bars, bread, cupcakes, more cupcakes, more cupcakes, and wedding cakes. Get ready. Cheesecake waffle cones, and we do wedding cakes. This is probably why this slideshow didn't email. All right, so some of our numbers. Since opening, our sales have increased every year by approximately 15 to 20%, except for last year. That was the only time that we saw a drop. It was only about a 1% increase. Over our COVID year, that was actually a really fantastic year for us. Had the largest increase in daily sales and new customers because people wanted to get out of Kansas City. We did curbside, we did online ordering, We had a lot of people that made it a special little trip. We'd bring it out to the car. We practiced a lot of safety protocol. And we also learned that when you do online, people impulse buy a lot more. So a lot of people would buy like 2 or 3 boxes full of stuff. And so we had a really great COVID year, which sounds a little strange to say, but we were very fortunate. Our case sales versus custom orders are fairly evenly split. They ebb and flow. When we have a slow season in custom orders like November and December, our daily sales will increase. So they really do work hand in hand. Let's see. So for the future, we have inherited, so to speak, this building next to our bakery. It's actually 3 properties. Don't be jealous. It's a money pit. When you walked in, you could see daylight. When it rained, it was like you were in the Rainforest Cafe. It was an experience. There's a lot of sneaky holes in the floor. My dad has stepped through, and so we just keep putting boards over it. It's a lot of work. We did get a new roof put on, but now we're out of money. We are slowly working on getting it, but at this point in time, it is mainly a storage space for all of our holiday decor. If you ask me if I could afford it, I would just keep it that way because I could fill it up very fast. Our plan, we'd like to break through the wall next to the bakery and expand out some more seating area, make it maybe a little less Victorian extra and a little bit more darker woods, some bigger tables for meeting spaces, conferencing type business places to have a business lunch. We'd like to expand our options. The middle section, we would like to make it a tea party room. And then the end section right over there, we are looking at probably renting it out to another business. That way we at least have a consistent income. And we want to be picky about the business because we really believe in microtourism. It needs to be a business that's going to draw more people to the town. And so we want it to be unique, at least to Plattsburgh, and something that's going to really get people there. We also are looking into, we'd like to sell a lot of antiques. As you can tell, I like decor. I like extra. I am a Victorian cat lady in an elder millennial body. So here's our small business cycle of insanity. This is where we get stuck. We need more full-time employees to help open the shop and run day-to-day tasks. I am still there, open to close. If we have more help, we can focus on custom orders and renovating next door. We can't hire more employees until our daily sales and profits increase. Tariffs, gas prices, the economy are all affecting our daily sales and profits. We are working more hours to save on employee wages, and we are wearing thin, which brings us back to we need more full-time employees. This probably applies to a lot of small business owners. They probably all feel the cycle of insanity. It sucks. But, you there. What you can do to help. But yeah, this is Leonidas, and that's Biscuit. They're my babies. Don't let us starve. Please follow our page, like, and comment. And this applies to all your small businesses. Commenting will boost the algorithm up by 5 to 40%. So just liking is not enough. Commenting, especially with more than 10 words, will boost the algorithm. Not like cute, but oh my gosh, I can't wait to come visit, or we just went there, or we love going to this place. That will also massively boost the algorithm for all these small businesses. If you visit, please take photos, tag us, and post about the experience. Leave us reviews, tell your friends. This really does apply to every single small business. But really the commenting and actually leaving words, tagging us, all that can really help us. So, there you go. Anyone? Yes.
So I saw on Facebook that you guys got that extra building, and I was in there 20 years ago, and it looked like money with it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
Originally, it would have been open by now. Until the roof thing is what really threw us. When we were deciding if we were going to take the building on, we were given an estimate for the roof about 20,000 at max. And then when we had 4 different roofers really look it over thoroughly, it jumped up to 75. One roofer said, I'm not touching it. One roofer he did a great job. He actually negotiated with us and we said, look, this is all we can afford. We took out a home equity loan to get this done. And so he met us with that. He said, well, we can not do this part of the, little things where we could save. So he met us on that. Right now, it would be great in about 2 years, a year. But again, it's all very money dependent. We have applied for about 2 different grants that we thought we were pretty good shoo-in for, but with grants, it's really hard to lock one in. Some of the grants that have been presented to us are wanting matching funds, so we don't have the matching funds for. But we do have a lot of people in our community that want to see that building get up and running because it's a cornerstone of Main Street. It's a pretty important building. So we do have a lot of people that have offered up a lot of sweat equity. It's now just materials, and we know we're going to run into hiccups along the way. It's going to need a lot of gut work. We had a master masonry look at the brickwork, and he said the brickwork, it's not going to fall over. So we're happy about that. It's not going to fall over anytime soon. It does need some tuning up, but the outer bones are good. It's just everything else. Yes.
Tell us about your core business. Kind of who do you take care of most? I mean, where do you get most of your business?
So our daily business, I'd say about 75% daily sales are people in town. And that is one thing, because I think we've survived through so many dips in the economy, is that you always learn like food, gambling, and alcohol are like the 3 things that will always do well, even in a depression. People can still come into our bakery, even if they're struggling, and get coffee and a donut for under $5. So the large portion of our daily business is people in town. Then on the weekends, it's probably split between visitors and people in town. We have people that come up that have rerouted their trips up from Oklahoma, and they're going past Kansas City, but they'll reroute it to come to Plattsburgh. We've had people come from North Dakota, people have come from Michigan, that they said, we're visiting Kansas City, but we planned a day to come to the bakery. So we do get some good tourists. Our social media has a fairly good reach. We've been very fortunate with that. And then wedding clients and custom orders, that has expanded out to the greater Kansas City area.
So you have like some consistent wedding planners that you're working with?
Yeah. We do a lot of, once a year we do a styled shoot, and I know that the owners of the venue that was here, actually like the week when I was supposed to present, and I can't think of the name of their venue suddenly, someone help me out. Yeah, sorry? Yes. We're doing the styled shoot that they mentioned. We're actually going to be doing the cake for them. So that is how we build up more connections in the wedding industry, is we're doing the styled shoots, build up that network, then we cross promote each other. We work a lot with Backwoods 222, The Brim. There's a few wedding venues that we get consistent clients from. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I saw that you, in your insanity thing, mentioned you need full-time employees. Are you doing this solely by yourself, or do you have some part-time employees?
So it's me, my husband, who we do have a Hallmark movie story, because I was the girl from New York City that moved back home, opened her bakery, and then this cop came in. I was not very nice to him at first. And it's not that I'm anti-police, it's just that the former police department that was there was not very nice, and that's what I always heard. And it had been like a year and a half, 2 years before any cop came in. So when he came in, I said, what are you doing here? And he was like, I came in for a cup of coffee, if that's okay. So we kind of fought at first. Then he caught me on a really bad day when I was having a complete meltdown. And he said, well, can I help? Can I come in and help do dishes? Can I, whatever. I was overwhelmed. He started to help with dishes. And then we got married. Now we have a house in town with a white picket fence and 2 cats. Not in the front yard, but in their patio. So we do have a very Hallmark movie storyline. He does a lot of it, but he still is he's a sergeant on the police department. I have a friend that does help me out Thursday and Friday mornings, and then we have a high school that helps Saturday mornings. But for the most part, it is me and begrudgingly my husband. He has learned how to bake because he knew if he wanted to date me, he'd have to learn how to bake. So he is now lovingly called Sergeant Bread. He makes all the bread, and he helps me deliver wedding cakes. My parents help run a lot of errands. They help like the decorating. They help when I'm freaking out and, oh my God, I ran out of this and there's no one else to get it. We depend a lot on our community. I've had friends that have come in and helped us. And I was like, no one showed up. And yeah, we do have sometimes a work study program with the high school. They'll come in during the day for a few hours and help out as well.
And are you open 7 days a week?
Yeah. Tuesday through Saturday. May we closed on Tuesdays because we had so many wedding cakes that I just needed an extra day to recuperate. Yes.
Can I ask about your bread?
What about it?
I'm a bread deprived New Yorker.
Oh, hi.
So, how's your bread?
It's good. I do. Yeah. No, I know. There's a lot of good bread in New York. Right now, we mainly make large loaves of soft Italian bread. We do it for Gina's Italian Takeout, she is a new business in town as well. She's 2 years old. So we'll have some spare loaves, usually Friday or Saturday. He makes the biscuits that we make for our breakfast sandwiches. He makes those from scratch. You got to come in for our pretzels when we announce it. It is competitive. We hand roll the pretzels, and my watch thinks that I'm working out whenever we're rolling the pretzels. It'll be like, ooh, looks like you're working out. Yeah. We do this on like special event days when there's a fall festival, or we just did it for the wine stroll. So we don't have the crazy New York variety because we don't have that type of client, customer flow. The volume, that's the word.
That's because I don't know where you're located just yet.
Yeah, but now you do. Yeah. Oh, yes. All right. Yes.
Is your plan with the extra space, is it to start with the rental space to help generate?
That would be awesome. We did have someone lined up. We unfortunately couldn't move fast enough for their timeline, and we're still in really good terms with them. That would be great if we could get that part, and we have considered if we find the right client, and if they're super motivated, we can say, we'll give you, 6 months free rent if you want to just renovate that side on your own. We're very open to different types of commitments. But yeah, that is something that we talked about, is getting that rental side first so we can get a little boost of income to work on the rest of the space.
Sorry if you've already said this, but do you ship?
Nah, I try to avoid it. It's too stressful. We have sometimes in the past, if it's bigger orders or if it's very specific that I know will be okay in all kinds of weather, or, an extended, they'll still be fresh. But yeah, I usually avoid it.
Tell us about your marketing.
Our marketing is mainly social media, and Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We do TikTok, but I don't think we're getting much from that. It's a lot of social media and a lot of word of mouth. We're almost at 10,000 followers. So comparatively to a lot of the small businesses, we do have a pretty broad reach. We really depend on community pages. Those have been fantastic for us, and I think there's a lot of other businesses, and that's why a lot of people think that she's on her phone all the time. I'm actually recommending other businesses on these community pages as well. One thing that I've told our chamber is, don't just say no. Like, if you can't take an order, if you're booked, if it's out of your realm, don't just say no, but say no. However, there's this business that can do it for you. We do that a lot. When Three Wishes was open here in St. Joe, I'm really sad that they are closed, but we did that a lot. Other bakeries in our area, it was not competition for us. It was, well, we're booked, but Three Wishes does a great job with this, and you should go to them. And they, in turn, will return the favor to us. Even if it's not in our field, I've recommended, especially in the wedding pages, I've recommended florists, I've recommended bartenders, DJs, because they will then, when they get a client, send them to us because they know that we've got their back and we're trying to give them business. So that's really, a lot of that has built up in that sense. So I'd say 95% of it is social media. We've done a few spots. We have built a great relationship with Dave Eckert. He was with Fox 4 and then KCTV5. He's had us on. He's a great guy. He really believes in building up small businesses, especially in the Northland and beyond. So he was a great asset to our business. He's not in the news anymore. He's retired out of that. We miss him. But there's, I'd say most of it would be social media. Yes.
You have a lot of stokes in the fire. What is your favorite thing to do out of all? I'm sure it's one thing, but out of everything you do, what is your favorite thing to focus on?
Besides cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Decorating a wedding cake if I have no interruptions or a tight deadline. Wedding cakes are wonderful. It's where I can be artistic. If I have looser guidelines, it's a little bit more stressful when they say I want it to look just like this. Then I obsess. I freak out. I think, oh my God, that little petal looks a little different. If they say, we trust your judgment, we just want this kind of style, that really works. I love that. It is tough having the storefront though, because then I get interrupted a lot. I'm there usually about till 2 or 3 in the morning. So I love that. And then I love the bar desserts, the gooey bite in delicious comfort. So those are some of my favorites. Another favorite would be custom icings for our donuts. Our lavender donut's really popular because my parents have a small lavender field. So the lavender is hand picked. They dry it. My dad sits there. They get all the little lavender buds off. It's dried. We steep it in the milk and we make the frosting. So that's one of my favorites, along with the lavender lemonade, because we use the same locally grown lavender buds. The root beer float donut, we use the Chateau root beer milk for that. So getting to feature. No, I don't. That's where I need help too. Yeah, no, that's a hot mess. Yeah.
Have you ever won an award?
Why, yes, I did not tell her to ask that.
Well, you can say you're so good, but is it really?
We have won Best Wedding Cake several years in a row for KC Magazine and The Pitch. And then Best Wedding Cake Alternative, like donuts, cupcakes, little table dessert setups. And so many I can't remember. But those have been the main things. And when we really do push for those, it's not an ego thing too. It is, as I always say, it's still about getting our name out there and Plattsburgh's name out there. I don't think it's in my head that before, when I first moved back, we'd watch the news and they would never mention Plattsburgh in the weather. Now they mention Plattsburgh a lot in the weather. So I feel like we're trying to build this town up, and every little award, every little newspaper blip helps get the whole town's name out there. Yes.
Awesome stuff.
So,
first of all, you and Elizabeth need to go on tour together. This is funny. That's one of the funniest. That's why this was the first time we got to meet in person. No kidding.
Yeah, we've been internet frenzies for a while.
So I love what the Lash does with their check-in, on Facebook and things like that, because I know when a lot of people go and get their nails done at the Lash.
Yeah.
And so I wondered if you have done anything like that, offering a discount punch card type of a rewards program, like buy 10 donuts and get a free buy coffee. And then last thing, just far-fetched, Cassidy, Kansas, down towards Wichita, is a tiny, tiny little town that's got like one little cafe. And like one Sunday a month, they've partnered, or they've somehow the Harley Davidson clubs of Kansas, they'll have 300 or 400 people go down there.
Yeah.
One Sunday a month throughout the summertime. My parents would drive like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There's 100 or hundreds of bikers. And I wondered if you could do something like that, like one day a month, just bring all kinds of people into your community somehow, some way through something like that, and just give them a donut and coffee and let them just park their motorcycles on it.
So I'll work backwards. The Backyard, which is a business across the street from us, they have a great backyard restaurant and open tables. It's a food truck. They have live bands once a month. They just this past week, and they host charity runs. So they did have about 250 motorcycles in town. So they are bringing that back, and those people come in clutch because it's usually near the end of our day. So they come in and clear out the case for us, which is really nice. And I've read about a lot of small towns that will open up once a month. They have antique shops or something, and they just have hundreds of people come in. And there's a great quote from the mayor in there, or the chamber president of that town, that said, people are willing to drive X amount of distance for the amount of time that they can spend in that town. So if they know that they can spend 6 hours in a town, they'll be willing to drive 3 hours or whatever the formula is. So that is certainly something that we're working towards. And as far as the loyalty program goes, we did partner with one for a while. That was a digital one. It ended up costing us a little bit more money than it was bringing in. So we have to top out the punch card as well, and just something a little bit simpler. Yeah. All righty. Thank you.